Hi, Mark Diaz and Constanza Mena here for XPPen and 2danimation101.com. Okay, guys, this video is to give a clarification on what happened because in the review video, we mentioned that Live Free was the winner. And then if you look below, the winner is Vivian. So what happened? This video is for that clarification. What happened is that Live Free delivered this animation, right? We thought it was incredible. We thought it was really good, really simple, clear, and everything was great. Now, if you look at the 12 principles of animation, this other video by Alan Becker, you may know him for the stick figure fighting. It's the same animation apparently. So we got someone who told us that, hey, is this okay? Then if you compare both frame by frame, you can see, okay, it was not traced. What we don't want is to give a prize to someone who plagiarized someone else's work by tracing over it. It's not a tracing because the drawings, as you can see, are different. And the timing, going frame by frame, the timing is different for each one. So when we reached out to Leafree, and then we asked him, like, I'm so happy that he was available and we could have a meeting live, the three of us, and we were talking, like, understanding more of the situation because I disqualified him. I was like, you know what? No, this is not tolerated. I don't tolerate people who don't respect the work of someone else and claim it as their own. And then he said that it was actually original. He never heard of Alan Becker. And then you can think whatever you want, but here's something that maybe has, if you think about it, maybe it has happened to you. First of all, the exercise of one character picking a heavy box, it's nothing super original. It's actually one typical exercise in all the animation schools. Just put animation exercise, guy picking a box. You're gonna see a lot of variations of the same thing. And a lot of people have that exercise. Some are from the side. So Leafree, if he knows that exercise, he says, oh, I'm gonna go original. Instead of doing it from the side, I'm gonna go from the front. But Alan Becker did something very similar. So the main point is I disqualified him. Then we decided that Vivian was the winner. Well, at least I decided. It was my decision. And then we had this discussion and then decided, okay, let's talk. After talking about it, we decided to give the prize to both of them. So I think it's just fair. We're covering the expenses for the second XPPen. So it's going to, I think we would like to know your opinion below on the comments. But in general, I think it was me personally, not Constanza. It was me who decided, no, this is not tolerated, etc., etc. But in general, what I want to say is, Leafree, you are a good animator, and that has happened to me. So, Constanza, you have some examples of moments where someone accuses you or some of your friends that they plagiarize something?
Yes, actually, I have a close experience with a friend of mine that I met actually on Discord. He was drawing for a contest. It was a challenge, and I was there watching him streaming the step by step of his process. I see what was his reference. He took a picture of himself and everything to draw a pretty girl, and it happens that when he submit his artwork, he got disqualified and he got a very bad time because the mods of that server tell him that he was copy a post from someone else without using the reference, and that was not going to be tolerated by the Discord group. So they tell that he could be even be banned or expelled from the Discord because of that situation. And at the same time it was happening that we were talking together, and I was like, but hey dude, I saw your whole process. I saw when you took your pose. I saw when you asked me which pose could be better. I saw when you start drawing by watching the reference drawing in another in another
And
screen. So it was
making
like,
choices between
yes,
options.
yes, making choices actually. And then I said like, what we can do, and he said, but they don't want to listen to me because nothing that I tell to them is going to be listened like through, because this is real. They showed me the picture and it was almost the same picture with the same camera view and everything. And I was like, but I saw you. And I said, why I didn't record. Why I didn't record you? I wish I could record you so they could see the process. But I don't to record all the time. Well, yeah, I used to record a lot of things, but not this time. So
Uh,
I was we were like he was in a very bad situation. He was a very like emotionally speaking, very in a bad yeah, it was
in a
very
bad
it is
place.
emotionally it's like a damage, when someone say that you did something that it was not intentionally, or you didn't saw the other thing and you said that you steal something from someone else. So the feeling of the unfair, the feeling that is not fair, or the feeling that you cannot even like tell what is your opinion or what is your process, because no matter what you say, no one is going to believe you. So that's why I talk to Mark and I say, we need to talk. We need to talk, the two of us, as the judges of this contest, and we need to talk with the person that we notify as a winner, because emotionally speaking, it's a very hard situation that someone tells you you win, then oh, you didn't win. So gladly that Livry was available to talk to us. In the same day, we had
Yes.
the discussion, and thanks to that, we could clarify the situation, and we decide to keep going with the winners as Livry. But for XPPen, it's going to be Vivian, but we for us is still also is Livry because we clarify the situation. And we also have learned so much things. People, when things happens in our life, we tend to react like very impulsively for many things. I've been act for that like impulsively before in my life too, and it brings consequences not only for us but for our surrounding. Um, so the way we wanted to manage the situation was having a discussion, talking each other, talk with Leafrey, and we make this public to you for you to know what this happens, because we had a feedback session before where we comment the situation briefly, and we want you all know that if sometimes something like this happens to you in this context or in another, you have the chance to argue your position. You have the chance to defend yourself. No one, no one can
Defend.
be shut up.
De-
Defend, yeah,
defend.
defend, yes. Like no one, independent of the status, not dependent the how known or how famous is that person. No one can shut up you when you have an opinion if something happens to you. Um,
Like you
so yeah,
have the right. You
yes,
can claim your right to say
yes,
something about it if you truly
yes.
believe there's something unfair happening.
Yep. So this is like this is a video to share you the situation, but also to make a call for all of you, things that we learn and we want all of us learn. First thing is we want to set up the rules as much as clear as possible.
Yes. And
Um,
uh, uh,
mhm,
there's something, one thing in the discussion we were having, Constanza and I, is that, yeah, maybe let's pretend he plagiarized it or he didn't. It doesn't matter. We never, in the rules, we never submitted clearly, there's nowhere where it's written that you have to post something original. Okay, so from now on, that's official now. You cannot put something that is, because right now some of you are like, oh, okay, so all I have to do is take one Disney movie and trace it. No, you're gonna be disqualified from now on, because it's only right now where we are making it official. So yeah,
yes.
definitely,
Mm,
if it was or not, we didn't set the rules clearly. So that was
yeah.
a weak point, and that is why also, by the way, I was the one who acted impulsively and disqualified. So I'm just being super open with you guys. I'm a human being and I make mistakes, but I like to take my lesson and then, you know what?
Mm,
I'm gonna cover that extra XP pen. I'm the one
yes.
I'm covering because it was my responsibility. Constanza is the other judge, and I didn't talk with her first. So,
Yeah.
guys, and let me give you another example because it reminded me.
Yes, you have a
Oh,
good example.
uh, when I was on 2010, we were working on an independent movie that never saw the light of day. But I was making the music. I'm a musician, a music composer. I was making the music, and I got the perfect uh, musical theme for some very emotional scene, and that musical theme was going to go through the whole movie. Okay, guess what? Like, I don't remember exactly what year. Let me search really quick. Let's see. The movie Interstellar. Okay, 2014. 4 years later, this movie comes up, Interstellar, and they have my theme. And I was like, now here's the tricky thing. Of course, Hans Zimmer didn't listen to my idea.
Mm.
My idea was totally original. So if you take technically like four measures of the music, the melody is exactly the same as the theme I had. Everything else is different, but I was like, what the man? I was so pissed off. But and actually, the director of photography, he told me, well, actually, if you have proof, you can sue him. I was like, I don't want to be an asshole. But the point is, guys, there's this theory of the 12 monkeys that says if you have an original idea, there's 11 other people around the world at that same moment having that exact same idea. So I do believe this happens. And I think this happened in here. So, Live Free, again, I already apologized to you on in live, but again, just for the record, I
Yes.
I think you're doing great, and
Mm.
keep it up. And Vivian, the prize is also going to you because you did a great job.
Yeah. So in here, I think we have had a lot of lessons, not only for animation but for life. Uh, about animation is, I'm thinking, mostly of you. This is 6 week beginners. We know that most of people that join also are not just beginning, but for the ones that are getting started on animation, probably you don't know many things that is considered a bad thing to do, and one of those things is rotoscopy. This is a very controversial topic. We have talked it on the feedbacks, but now it's time to make it officially too. Rotoscopy, Howard and Chris, also a big animator, has talked about this before. When you draw or you redraw something that someone else draw or make before, you are somehow disrespecting that animator. The same with references. That's why it's very important. If you are learning, you can use references, you can see videos. Of course, we need references, we need to see. But the idea is transform those references into something original to you.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing, if you are using a reference and you draw exactly the same with the same movement, with the same camera movement, then if you want to post that into your social medias, then be careful and put, for example, I don't know, camera reference, or I don't know, camera studies reference is scenes, blah, 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 from film, blah, 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 or director or animator. So
Mm-hmm.
you use
Just
the
just
reference.
like
Mhm.
just make clear that it's not your original work. It's a study based on someone else's work.
Yes.
So you
Uh-huh.
give the proper credits.
This goes for like for illustration and for animation and for many fields of art. So if you make that just one thing of saying that you use a reference for your studies, you can save so many problems, like so many problems that you can save. And other thing that's Mark recall, when we thought about an original idea, it's probably that someone else thought it before and did it and we don't know, is going to do it in the future and we have no idea, or is doing it right now when we still have no idea, and things like that happens, people. This happens for real. So again, this is, I think, what we want to share with you, that we are humans, we make mistakes, we can correct our mistake, but it brings consequences. That's why we're making this video, because also for Leafrey, emotionally speaking, is hard when you say that you get something and then someone called you and say, it was a mistake, you didn't win because of this reason, and you felt that is unfair. So again, you always have the chance to talk back and see, okay, this happens, but let me show you my process. Let me talk, like, hear me, listen
Yes.
to me.
And
Mm,
when we see like all the other choices you can go through, it's like, okay, then okay, yeah, it makes
mm,
sense. So
yes.
that's it, guys. Just letting you know, there was the official winner in XPPen is Vivian. Leafrey, you also did a great job, and I think I unfairly and impulsively disqualified you. It's just because I get really angry when somebody copies somebody else's work and claims it as its own. So
Mm.
it was a reaction there. So thank you so much, everyone, for your understanding. And just know we are real people and we make mistakes. And
Yeah,
I make it up. If you guys, if you ever make a mistake like I did, make it up.
yeah.
It's
One thing that I recall, that is like sometimes we reject that we are humans so hard.
yeah.
For example, one very like trivial or daily thing is that when people tell you, for example, it's something that happens to me when I was younger. I didn't use, how do you name that, desodorante? I don't know what is
This
like
deodorant.
deodorant. Yeah, I didn't use because I thought this is my natural body. Why should I use chemicals in my body? And one friend of mine told me you should use, because for people the smell is annoying. And I was so like, why no one told me? I was like 13 years old, no one ever told me, but everyone was talking about it. And I was like, everybody talk about this behind
Behind your back.
yeah, my back. And I was like, okay, and I smell bad, but for me it was my natural smell, like yeah,
Hello,
it is.
Constanza.
Yeah, so I was like, I thank so much that friend that told me, you know what, we are living in this society and we really value good smells, and it's not human smells. So when I grew up, I thought, I used to use perfume and things because socially speaking this is acceptable. And then I meet more communities that are more hippies, and I understand that everybody has their smell because it's human smell by nature, by nature. But for some reason, we feel that chemicals are more attractive or more appealing to our nose. So just one trivial things like that is like, we are humans, we have mistakes, we have like human smells, we have a human we can make mistakes as humans, and we have a human body too. So this is only not only for like the psychological part of this, but also for the physical part, is like all together the same. If you are making an animation, I will call you to look at your body too, because remember, you must to become actors and actors for use your reference, so you don't have troubles with references. But yes, that is, if sometimes in your life you face like a problem that you don't know how to resolve, ask someone, talk to someone, and see how you can resolve, because sometimes the problem was that you never had the chance to listen what other things about your artwork or your body or etc. And you just need to have a talk with someone to get to know, like we did now, we had a talk to get to know what happens.
Yeah. Try to understand what the heck happened. And
Yes,
in short, guys, we're humans. You're gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna make mistakes. Don't
you're gonna
try to
smell good
don't
and bad.
don't try to be perfect. Just that's something that we face in the feedback sessions. Like
Mm,
people don't want to give the wrong answer, and I go, give me the wrong answers. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Okay, so
yes,
that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching this
yes,
video,
we love you
and
people.
we love you.
Yes.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.